Another video.
I'd like to think they all came together because of me. It was great. It's we're a family. We've always been a family, and I think from the get-go we were a family. So it felt very natural. There's really not even a rusty moment. The Tim thing was obviously a little bit of a hiccup in it all, but we knew he was even there. Kind of like we know our fans are there even though they're not watching, or they're not there on the set with us. But it's pretty extraordinary. Unlike, for instance, we got together 5 years after LA Law, and it was not the same thing. And I kind of get the sense when I see these Dallas things and dynasties, it's kind of like, oh, let's try to bring that back again. Whereas this was just, we took a hiatus and kind of came back and did it again. Better than before. I'm telling you, this movie's going to be just awesome, I can tell. Yeah.
Can you tell us about what Henry's been up to?
Henry has decided to stop fighting the tide, and he's gotten a little hipper, sold his house to Lassiter, lives in a loft with very cool, hip, young people. Probably found himself a young girlfriend or two. Or four, to a weekend, and he does keep an eye on his boat, which tells you he bought a loft where he can keep an eye on his boat, so he's not completely not Henry. It's like you see somebody mess with his boat, off coming to hit clothes, but he's gone. There are always shades of that. Remember Henry got manicures and pedicures in an episode, and Henry went and got massages, and so Henry always had a leaning toward the finer things in life, but his sort of macho police-o stuff sort of stopped him. Now he's all in, wearing black. Henry 2.0. Yeah, new Henry. Yeah. Over the years?
Yeah.
It wasn't really playing Henry so much. It was just really interacting with these people, and I have 4 sons, so it's not like I'm missing a relationship with a son. I get plenty of that, and there's certainly versions that are just like James, and their friends are like Dulé, so I get all that. But what? Nothing. Yeah, you used to say some shit I said about you over there. Reynolds.
What was it like working on American Gods?
That was great. It was really fun. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was. I didn't know when I took it, the whole. I mean, I knew the connection to the gun thing was there and how it sort of connected to everything that's going on. But you read a script and you sort of sit in that world with the script by itself, and there's power to it. But then you start thinking like, wow, this is really a reflection of our times. And then the way half of the visuals, you can't imagine when you're shooting it. I mean, I know the sets were big and all that, but you can't imagine this world that they created. You have no idea. When I'm marching down the street with those 30 people, it was a street in Canada. It wasn't, Vulcan. It wasn't my place. But it's fun. Ian's an old buddy, so it was fun working with him. And you just got the sense they were doing something kind of special. But it wasn't until it was out and it got the traction that it did that you realize, wow, great to be a part of this. I mean, the interesting thing about that was there's 5 or 6 people that are, or I'm sort of like Woody in this, or I'm like any of these characters who've been around over and over, but you're still not part of the group. So he's he was a bit of an outsider, but thanks, I enjoyed it. It was great for me to be able to do that, so people could see that I can access that side of things.
So you mentioned your time on AOTN through the years. How has television changed for you as an actor, like the scope and just the way it's changed?
The work is basically, the work is the work. You try to do the work, from the memorizing your lines, showing up and hitting your mark to, giving it. I feel like I had a pretty good work ethic. I've never let too much personal stuff enter my workspace, from partying to relationships. I've pretty much valued the work. I also grew up, because of my mom being in the business, I saw how this thing can just float away if you let it go. And there's plenty of careers that you see that you go, how are you screwing that up, man? So I've always valued the work. That stayed the same. The business has become oddly a little bit more tight and rigid, which is what's fun about this, is we actually get to have fun. We feel that space we used to have. All the politically correct shit, I guess, is new-ish. Some of it has value, some of it I think is just politically correct. But the business has become much more that. But the other thing is that it's also become, there's 1,000 things you can do. I've also been a guy who's, like I said, because I value the work. It used to be, if you weren't on ABC, NBC, or CBS, then Fox, you were nobody. And then it became, okay, there's a few cable stations. And now, it used to be, okay, if it's HBO, it's okay. Now it's, I get scripts for networks that I've never heard of before. And they go, oh, no, this is good. Or I'm on go meet for a YouTube show. You think, YouTube, isn't that like where I try to watch old episodes of The Gong Show or something? I mean, so there's so much opportunity. And you just have to be smart about where, as long as the work is good and the people are good, I don't really care about it has the biggest audience. At 62, I don't have to worry about my career as my trajectory so much, as opposed to doing what I care to do. And then when I'm not, I'm in France at my house, roséed out.
We're gonna wrap now. Thank you.